Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to harvest your compost bin, and this is specifically for if you only have one unit like I have here. I have this black unit. So today what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be picking the compost bin off of the ground, taking the stakes out and harvesting it. There are two ways to really do this. One way is you can stop composting about a month before you want to harvest. So this would allow everything that's in the bin to decompose. Today I'm actually going to do it a little bit messier, and I have not stopped composting for the last month, and I'm actually going to see that there is stuff that is still not decomposed. So the first step I'm going to do is I'm actually going to check to make sure that there is some compost in there. It's been about a year since I last harvested, so I'll show you that in a moment. That I'll kind of scoop through and you'll see that a lot of the stuff in the bin looks like compost, and that's how I know it's ready. After that, you'll see me turn it on the side after taking the stakes out, basically swiping off the whole top half of the material in the bin. That's going to be the stuff that's not decomposed, and then I'm going to start sifting through the material for items that are not decomposed and putting those back into my bin as I go. So let's get started. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually take a look. You can already see the stuff on top is starting to look like compost, but if I dig further and further down, I'm still seeing a lot of that material. So then I know that a lot of my contents are already decomposed. You can see this is a watermelon I just put in here a few days ago. Not done yet. There's already some invertebrates on here, so I know it's working my way, but this is the kind of stuff that I'm going to be taking out of the compost before I start harvesting. So now that I know and my compost is about ready, I can go ahead and get started. So you might be wondering, what about this door at the front of my compost bin? In theory, this is where you should be taking out the harvest compost, because at the bottom that should be all the stuff that's already decomposed. But if I take this off, you can see my material. Having to put a shovel in there and actually pull out the harvested material is very difficult. So that's why today I'm actually going to take the entire compost bin off and be using it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So you're going to see that here's all my material that's been in there. I'm going to go ahead and wipe off about the top third, because I am pretty sure that most of that will not be decomposed yet. I'm going to put it right back into my bin. I'm seeing that watermelon I showed you a minute ago. And the rest of what I'm seeing right now is actually looking pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and start sifting through this. I'll show you in a moment what I'm seeing. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be taking handfuls of stuff, looking for things that are not decomposed. If you have a compost screen, you could take shovels of this material, put it on the screen, sift it, and anything that's not decomposed will then be on top of the screen. Today I'm not going to use one of those. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I already see a partially decomposed avocado peel, so I'm going to throw that back in my bin, and then I'm going to start looking. You don't have to be too picky, especially about the non-food things like the leaves. Those types of things can definitely go into your bin, your bucket. So I'm just going to be getting out the big things, and I'm throwing them in my bucket here. So I'm just looking, making sure they're decomposed, and then I'm going to keep going. And look at that beautiful black soil amendment that we're going to be using in my garden or as mulch or to sprinkle on my grass. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my pile, and then I will put my bin back where it was. Thank you. So I just got through harvesting all of my compost, and I got about 3 buckets full, and these are 5-gallon buckets. So you can see this wonderful soil amendment that I can't wait to use. I already sprinkled some on my garden and used some as mulch. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna be putting my compost bin back where it was. I'm just gonna flip it right up to its spot, and then I'm gonna screw it back into the ground. One other cool thing that I found, I think these are from a pumpkin seeds, because I had all of them put together. You can see they started growing within the compost bin, so you never know what you're gonna find in there. And I saw lots of cool beetles and insects and a whole bunch of worms, so that's great to see in your compost bin. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started at finishing up my compost pile.